Okay, so now a we have Reddit. So I'm going to read it. Tala hasn't read it. I don't think she has because she didn't reply.
Yeah,
So
I
the
haven't.
title for the first one is "Had a convo about marriage with my BF boyfriend. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
go well." For context, I am 30 female and my boyfriend is 26 male. Just want to get this off my chest because as of right now, I don't know what to think. We've been together for almost 2 years and we have a great relationship. He's sweet, I can always lean on him, and our communication is usually great. We do not live together, but I plan on moving in with him this coming summer. We've both made comments about being together forever and briefly talked about starting a family together. I'm a few years, really, you didn't know that? Okay. We both want kids, so based on all of this, I thought we were on the same page and I figured he would propose sometime in the next year. I brought up our timeline last night and asked when he wanted us to get married. At first, he jokingly said 2055.
You ain't a joke.
That's a great start. And
That's not
then,
a joke.
2055, that's like
Means never.
30 years
No,
from
he means never. That's his first instinct is to say never, but in a
second
joking
joke. And then he
manner.
was like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 6 years. I was shocked. I just started laughing because I thought he was still joking.
Mm-hmm.
I asked if he was serious and he said yes. This man wants me to have 3 kids for him. I asked if he expects me to get pregnant 3 times in my late 30s and into my 40s because WTF. That's probably not even possible. And even if it was, I don't want to be 40 with a new baby. Preach sis. He saw I didn't like his answer and he started backpedaling and said, probably more like 4 years from now. This was so disappointing to me. I don't want to be just a girlfriend for 6 years. He kept changing his answer and said in 2 years, but at this point, I didn't even believe him and it just felt like he was trying to appease me. Today, he was super apologetic and said he wasn't thinking straight when he first answered. We were both a little tipsy and he can't stand the thought of us not being okay. He said he wants to get married in 2 years again. He had tears in his eyes and kept telling me how much he loves me. I don't know what to believe. I'm terrified he's robbing my last years that I could potentially have a child. I'm scared he was genuine when he said 5 to 6 years. I'm honestly more inclined to believe that answer. He's been overly sweet trying to make up for it. I just don't know what to do. Advisor.
No, but you've been sending me these things and I've been pissed every single time you said
This
me.
is my
But
favorite group already.
leave. That's my advice. I'm done.
Waiting to Wed is the best group on Reddit. You need to join it. It's the best, whatever they call it, subreddit.
Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, I'm not opposed to dating a younger guy. You have to get the age and the timing right. Like, okay, for example, a 35-year-old with a 30-year-old. You guys are above 30 and you're probably more inclined to want the same thing, like marriage and kids and everything. A 30 something year old with a early 20 something year old, problem that especially when it's
They're both
the
in their 20s though.
no, she said she's 30 and he's 26.
Yeah, so they were both in their 20s when they started dating. He was 24 and she
Yeah,
was
I get
28.
it, but like the age difference will
24
get him,
years.
will get her to 30 quick. Like it gets her at 30, and then she's thinking, and you don't want to catch it. You don't want to be, you don't want to catch it. You don't want to be with a guy, right, at that time. I don't know if it makes any sense. For example, now let me put it like this: if the guy was 28, right, and she was 32. Right, that's the same 4 years. He says in 2 years, I'm inclined to believe him because he's going to be 30 in 2 years, right? The 26-year-old saying in 2 years is a lie. He's not doing it when he's 28. Do you get? So, him saying 5 to 6 years is truly what he means. He wants to be 30 because that's usually, I don't know why, but just usually around that age where some guys are like more willing to like take on the challenge of getting married. They feel like they're financially ready, like they're set around that age, closer around that 30 mark. They're set and they're ready to get married. That's why you see a lot of guys that are like 32 marrying 26-year-old girl or 32. You usually see that. That's usually the trend, right? The 36-year-old guy with a 30-year-old girl. You know, usually around that. So if a girl wants to date a guy that is younger than her, I would advise that he's like if your age difference is like 4 or 5 years, try and make sure that he's getting closer to that 30-year age range or mark. That would like make it possible for like you guys to settle down quicker, like in the guy's head. Do you get? Because he saying 5 to 6 years is truly what he believes. He believes that when he's 30, 31 is when he wants to settle down. So she should truly believe him. He's telling the truth. The very, very first answer was truly the truth.
No, I don't think should answer now.
In his subconscious.
I
But
would
he's
say
no, that was
truth.
it was a Freudian slip or whatever. Anyways.
But I still don't get. It took her 2 years to have this conversation. I don't understand these people.
When she started dating this guy, it should have been unlike someone else that is like his age or younger. You don't really need to have this conversation. But since you're older, when you start dating someone that's younger, it's the question that you should be asking even before you start dating the person. Like I've had my fair share of talking to people that are younger than me, and it's one of the first things I say. Like, okay, because I'm okay on my own being single, not married, not having kids. But if I'm like, okay, I'm going to date someone, then I'm going to do the whole shebang, right? It's either or. So I'm having this conversation with you before we even were in the talking stage. I'm like, when do you want to get married? I ask them all the time, like, when do you see yourself getting married? And they unfailingly say when they're 30. All guys always say that. That's usually their answer, like 30, 31, 30, in my early 30s. They always say that. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be this age by that time. That's what I say to myself. And I'm like, okay, nah. Do you get? So even if obviously you can date a younger guy, that's not a problem. And not everybody is the rule, first of all. Some people are the exception, but do not follow the exception. Like, do not follow the girl that is 10 years older than the guy that he married her at 23 and she's 33. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Those people are the exception. The rule is most of the younger guys will date you and probably marry you when they're closer to 30. The question is, are you willing to wait or not?
Yeah, and it also goes vice versa. Like when guys are older and they, like you say, 40-year-old guy looking for a 20-something-year-old girl. I'm sorry, honey. His intentions towards you are not pure.
That one is wild.
It's not for you to waste your time. He wants to find. Let's find somebody that equals time you can waste. Look at even Jason from Silent Sunset now, that he dated that young girl that she was like 23 or something when they were dating. And then they broke up. She got engaged in the next relationship. So that means that even though you think, oh, this person is much younger, surely no. Some people obviously, like she said, there are exceptions. Some people, they are very serious about marriage and they want to get married and they won't be in a relationship where that's not an option.
Yeah.
So once they realize that, oh yeah, they will leave you and they will go and meet somebody else that is ready for that. So it's very important. If marriage is important to you, please find out early on. Don't even tell the person your own timeline. Ask the person, when do you see yourself getting married? Because that will solve a lot of problems. Because if in the beginning you already said this, then he already told you rather, then you'd have excused yourself from the relationship because clearly your timelines don't match.
Yeah,
but once you start having feelings and then you bring it in,
it's harder. So if we're giving advice, first of all, my advice, the preemptive advice, have this conversation before. It's like you're dating a young guy, an older girl. There's no shame in that. Just if I take charge and just say, this is what I'm trying to do, and are you on board for it? Right. If not, yeah, exactly. Keep it pushing. But now that you're in this situation, like, girl, to be honest with you, let's do the stats. Let's do the math when you're 30. He's telling you 5 to 6 years. The question you're gonna ask yourself is, okay, can I wait? If I'm okay waiting, fine, cool. Okay, then you wait. I don't advise you to do that. 2, okay, if I decide to leave, how soon, and I know I want to get married and have kids, how soon would I be back on the market trying to find that person? How long is dating gonna take? Like, and then will I still get married by the time I'm at this point? You're pushing yourself to get married at 32, which is the 2 years that the guy is now begging you that he's ready. So you see, like, this is why you should have done this prior to entering this relationship. Time is of the essence.
And now you're saying that moving in. Don't give him what he wants. That's exactly what he wants. Once you move in,
you're gonna start having those children. That's what's gonna happen.
It's a trap.
You'll build that guy's legacy. You build his legacy.
You have to learn for him because many people say, she had my kids. I don't understand, like,
that's what's gonna happen.
Kids. I have your kids, as in you gave me the kids to have. But whatever. Let's not even go into that. But yeah, like she said, it's a trap. If you move in,
you're gonna start having those kids, and
not coming out.
You'll be like your final boss that is 15 years later, or 40 years later, still not married,
still no ring,
or
just a shut up ring.
To each their own. Not for me. But
it's hard when you love the person, but nah. Leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Reddit is very full of advice to leave boys.
If you don't even leave, Do
Don't
not
leave
move in.
and then do what and still stay.
Don't do. I'm saying that if she wants to believe that 2 year mark, girl, don't move in because you're playing yourself.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
that
yeah.
is
Okay,
not
yeah,
gonna
in that
happen.
case, yeah.
If you want to believe,
Yeah, don't give.
yeah.
That's why, because I mean, so the schools of thought of I want to know what I'm getting into before I marry, blah blah blah. To me, it's fear based because you can never fully know a person. I mean, there are incidences of people that dated and lived together for years and they married and within a year everything's scattered. Obviously, there's the opposite where people lived together for a long time and then got married and it worked. And then there are instances where people just met, married within a few days or weeks, and they've been together for decades. And obviously, other incidences. So obviously, it's not a one size fits all thing.
Exactly.
So that's why I personally just think it's a fear based thing because you can never really fully know a person.
Yeah.
You can have sure, don't let me even say that one. But yeah, you can never fully know a person. Just try to spend as much time as possible with the person, just get to know the person, and try not to put your don't try not to. I know it sounds like you're trying to trick the man, but like try not to say what he wants so much. Just kind of observe the way he is, and then act accordingly. Like you can say what he wants, not ABC, but the heading. don't give the list. For example, say you want a considerate person, then you see if he's going to be considerate and the different ways to be considerate, kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the trap sisterly. Don't move in. Believe the 5 to 6 years and then make a decision. Can you wait? He said the man wants to have 3 kids for him. Do you want to have 3 kids though? That's another question. Anyways, we're laughing, but it's not funny.
It's funny when it's not your life.
It's hilarious when it's not your life.
That's just it.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Alright.
Bye guys.